Okay. I am here with Haley Greenwade, who just recently announced her verbal commitment to play Division One soccer at Eastern Kentucky. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So, first question would be, how does it feel to now be committed? Is it like a sense of relief?
Oh, it's definitely a relief. Not gonna lie, the process to get committed is pretty stressful. But now that it's done, it feels like, it's a lift off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting too. But
Yeah, that kind of leads me to my next question. I'm kind of be like, tell me a little bit about the recruiting experience during the pandemic and in general, like what kind of was it like?
okay, it was not the easiest. So the NCAA deadline first got pushed back to January. So regularly without COVID, that the deadline is like June 9th, I think, sometime in June. So like basically the beginning of your junior year is when you can start the college recruiting process. And the deadline basically means that you can go and like after the deadline, you can go and meet with a college coach in person and talk with them in person and stuff. And so when they extended it, that meant that players, like it was basically illegal to go and meet with a college coach in person. So you can only like text, call, email, just that kind of stuff, all online. Then again, it got pushed back to April 1st, I think. Um, and then we found out like last week that it got pushed back to May 31st or something, sometime in May. I don't know. But it definitely, with the deadline being pushed back, it definitely was a really big stressor for me, but not only for me, but all the girls in my team, because there's only one other girl on my team who committed, and she committed like the day you could commit. Um, so it was also easy for her. But like for me, I was super stressed. And so the first time I could actually go and play for college coaches to see was in November, or I think it was the end of November, the beginning of December, where we went to like a South Carolina ECNL showcase, and EKU, like they were going to be watching, but they can only watch over like a link, so it kind of was hard.
Yeah.
But that's how I got on their radar. And so basically I sent a bunch of emails to college coaches before I went, and I was gonna send one to EKU, but I was gonna wait to ECNL Florida, which was in January. But they ended up like the head coach ended up texting me, like just not emailing, texting me. And he was like, "Hey, blah 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 blah. Like I saw you play. Like I'm really interested, kind of thing." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I texted him back. We kept talking after that, and he asked for film. That's literally the only way he could see me play. So I just sent him a bunch of film. I made highlights. Then, like, he watched me in ECNL, Florida. That's when he became super interested, like he told me. So for me personally, after that, it just kind of escalated, and then I ended up committing. I just kept sending him film and stuff. So for me personally, I was very lucky. My teammates on my team, not the same, because the colleges they want to go to, they're not recruiting actively for the 2022 class yet because of the deadline. But luckily for me, my school, like the coach of my school, was, because he wanted to get it over with. So in that aspect, it honestly was pretty simple, which I got extremely lucky with, and I'm very grateful. So yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, obviously that probably helped draw you to Eastern Kentucky, being able to have like easier process. But what else drew you to Eastern Kentucky?
So the soccer aspect, definitely, because I wanted to play college soccer, and they're a really good Division 1 school. One, two, I wanted to kind of go to college like in the South. I don't know. I always kind of wanted to live. Um, and also they have a really good nursing program, and I want to be a nurse, and their nursing program is the best thing that they have at the school, which is good. And you don't have to, okay, so I gotta figure out how to put this. So basically, some schools, you have to get accepted into the school, and then you have to apply separately to the nursing program and then get accepted. So it's kind of like getting accepted into two colleges. It kind of like is that kind of feeling. But with EKU, like as soon as you get accepted into the school, you're in the nursing program if that's what you want to do. So that also is a big win for me because if I went to a school where I had to separately apply to the nursing program and then get waitlisted, like what's the point of going to college if I'm not doing what I want, kind of thing. So that's also very nice. And like when I went and visited, the soccer girls get the really nice dorms, so that was really nice. And I don't know, like their food plan, it's kind of funny, but they have good food. And the campus is really, really pretty. It's nice. It's not really big. It's like 15,000 students. It's like medium, which I like. And there's like a 15-to-1 professor to student ratio, which is nice. So it's kind of like a high school classroom.
That's so nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I saw that Eastern Kentucky is switching conferences, and so they're going to the ASun conference. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm super excited. So they are in the Ohio Valley right now, and they announced I think a couple months ago. The coach texted me when they announced it. I think it was like a couple months ago that they're going to the ASun next year. And I'm super excited because the ASun is a step up, I would say. The teams we would play would definitely be more challenging. We would play teams like Liberty University, who are really good, Florida Gulf Coast University, I believe. It's Florida Gulf, something like that. And then like Northern Alabama. It'll be teams like more directly south. Like the Ohio Valley, we played, I think one from Florida in the Ohio Valley, which is kind of weird. Because Ohio's like up north. But in that conference, they play teams from like Western Kentucky, Ohio, some from like Illinois, So it's kind of a different change of pace, but I'm really excited because then we could like fly to some games, which is really nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, who are you most excited to play in the ASun conference? It's obviously a different level of school.
Yes. I feel like personally it would be Liberty University. One, because they're really good, and two, they're closer to where like my family lives. So then my family, it'll be less like travel time for them because I'm pretty sure it's in Virginia, either Virginia or Pennsylvania, one of them. So it would be easier for them to travel and they come watch me play. I would be closer to home, and they're really good competition. So
yeah, that makes sense. Now we're going to transition and talk about young Haley and her early soccer days. So how old were you when you started playing, and what grew your love of soccer?
Okay, I was 3. I started really young. I was always a very active kid, and my mom needed me to do something to get my energy out. So, she put me in soccer because she played soccer. Okay, anyways. So what really grew my love was scoring. This is so weird. I would like go and score, and then I would just think the game was done. So I would just sit down on the field. Which is not exactly ideal, but I honestly think it's just scoring because, I love to score, and my teammates would always cheer for me. I'm in a meeting, sorry. And I guess that and my teammates, I always love being around my teammates. They kind of also grew my love for the game as well. So I guess those two aspects really.
Yeah, those are good aspects. I know scoring, it's so much fun. You just like feel the excitement.
Exactly.
Yeah, so what is your favorite part? I guess it's kind of similar, but what's your favorite part about playing soccer?
Okay. So definitely scoring is one of them, like as I said before. But another one is just like the camaraderie you have with your team. I mean, it's kind of like a bond of no other. Like, okay, so I don't know how to explain this, but like when I make friends in school, obviously it's fine. But like people who make friends with sports, it's different just because like you see each other at your worst and at like your best kind of thing. So you just almost become sisters. And I love that aspect because you kind of make like lifelong bonds. Like I still have friends that I made from like third grade when I first started playing soccer, and we're still best friends to this day. So definitely that. And just getting the chance to play, like obviously I'm very grateful that I can play soccer because some people they can't or they just can't play sports in general, which I like my heart hurts for them because sports are very important in my life and they make me happy. Like I love playing soccer and yeah, I just like without it, I really don't know what I would do. I guess just sports in general.
Yeah, so I have one last question for you. What are you most looking forward to about playing college soccer?
Okay, I'm most looking forward to, playing for my school just because college is a step up. And like when you go to college, people obviously love the college that they go to. And it's just like very exciting, the atmosphere and stuff. I'm also excited to meet my new teammates. I've already met two of them. They're super nice. One of them is in the nursing program, actually, so that's very useful. But I'm looking forward to meeting them, playing, and I'm looking forward to the gear because they're sponsored by like Raising Cane's, Texas Roadhouse. I don't know. There's a bunch of places that um can give us a good amount of money for gear, and we're sponsored by Adidas too. And I like Adidas for soccer.
Yeah, I'll
So
say Adidas is big for soccer. I know
yes,
that.
very excited about that. Very excited.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. Congrats on your commitment, and I can't wait to
Thank you.
see all the things you do.
Thank you.